Hello and welcome to chapter 263 of my streaming adventure. We have played Displacer Kitten decks in the past, and I was going to say maybe the problem is that I wasn't playing enough cards, but now that I think about it, a couple weeks ago we already played a Yorion. Never mind. So maybe we didn't play the right cards, and that's the real difference here. So I know I've talked about wanting to play it with Karn, and I believe I've tried a version with Teferi. Here's a version with both of them together. However, it's a version with both of them together that plays more... I don't know, this is more hammery than anything else. I'm seeing Esper Sentinel, Urza Saga, trying to, kind of be proactive in that way. Also, I like Urza. Sue me. I was entranced and wanted to play the Urza Esperlark deck at the Modern RCQ that I went undefeated into the top 8. So I don't know. I guess I'm an Urza gamer. That is my style. So I say let's take this for a spin. I mean, minimum, we've done really poorly with the other versions of it. So let's say we have a pretty... Would you say you have a low floor? Yeah. The expectations here are well tempered. But at the same time, I feel like there's the potential here to have a quick chalice. Like, there's a lot of the elements of 8-cast that I like. However, we're playing a lot more cards, therefore we might be diluting some of the 8-cast element of it. But then again, we almost have... I was going to say, do we have, like, Artificer Tribal? We have Urza, Ingenious Smith. Oh... Ooh, Ethersworn Cannon. Wait a minute. Are we human tribal? Human, even though you're obviously made out of metal. Same. Human. Okay. Cavern of Souls on human is a lot less embarrassing than it was, 10 seconds ago. And then the ability of Cavern of Souls to force a cat beast into play. Is anybody else a beast? I mean, that kind of looks like a construct beast, if we're being honest, but... I don't know, I feel like there's potential here, so let's hope to cash that potential in. That's the best I can hope for, I believe. Legacy League. We have the deck. Let's jump in. Bring the match over here. And fire away. We do have a variety of options. So this also gives us a Karn board that maybe 8-cast elements and stuff. Once you have the Displacer Kitten working with Karn to be able to... Lion's Eye Diamond and Tormod's Crypt, that'll be able to combo on its own. I guess one thing that I would be more interested in like the straight Karn version, would be to protect yourself with Defense Grid. I mean, Defense Grid is definitely something interesting. Won the die roll. Yes. Show you my Yorion. But then the question is, do we want a mulligan? We have Teferi, Chalice. The fact we're on the draw kind of hurts. I'll keep. They kept 7 cards. I was going to say, do I not want to expose... I won't expose my white source. I'll play this and pass. Like if they have Wasteland, something to that effect. They just spend the first turn Wastelanding me, that would feel bad. Ancient Tomb Chalice. Well, that saves me the trouble of putting X on 1. Well, that does take away the play I was going to make, however. So, if I play Ancient Den, Mox Opal will be turned on by Metalcraft, and then I can play a Teferi, right? And can I trick them into bouncing the Chalice and get them to replay it on 1? Or, hear me out, the better way play, would blink that, would bounce, and play this forever. What is my kill, actually? Once I start generating mana... Oh, I just go get Karn. I think the smarter thing to do here is just tick up. Because if I were to minus here, or give them the chance to reset their Chalice, I think that could be actually a pretty poor option. I let them reset the Chalice on 0, and that hurts me a lot. Sure, you can have an Emery. Alright, and then so on my turn, we just kill them. So they appear to be pretty straightforward 8-cast. Welding Jar is a little bit different. Okay. Play this. Play a Displacer Kitten. Minus on this. Blink Teferi. Infinite mana here. I need to move my triggered ability closer. Okay, opponent has decided to just simply concede instead of waiting to see what our kill spell is. So opponent is on 8-cast. Looking into the sideboard. An opponent on 8-cast. They still have the ability to Chalice. They would have their own counter spells. I don't know that I necessarily care about Swords to Plowshares. I guess if they get a quick turtle, but a quick turtle is not something that I'm likely to be able to pay to Swords. Plus I have something like Spell Bomb if I need to get out of that. A player that has played a non-artifact spell this turn can't cast additional non-artifact spells. I was going to say, theoretically, Chalice on 0 is good against them, but while being good against them, it's also good against me? I don't know, maybe it's not amazing against me. Teferi is good against their potential Force of Wills. So what do I really want here? I would think if I'm playing against... If I'm in an 8-cast mirror, in an 8-cast mirror, do I want Force of Negation? It's always going to be against their threat. And a lot of their threats are creatures. That's what makes me think no here. I'm willing to bring in a portable hole just to mess with some of their smaller things, and then perhaps the Emerys and Sighs of the world. I almost don't want to over-sideboard. Soul Guide Lantern is something that could work. Portable Hole would also eat a... keeping it in the side to wish for it. I think if I have a Karn, that's not what I'm worried about. I think Ethersworn Canonist is more likely to screw me over here. Because, like, they're going to just play a bunch of artifacts. I guess it would stop them... Yeah, no, I think that's the more dangerous card for me. Is Ethersworn Canonist lets me play. I see what you're saying is having a removal spell hiding in the side. But, I don't know, I think I view it more... So we have the Chalice again. Bring in another sword. Okay, I see where you're at. They're keeping a 7-card hand. Again, we have Chalice, but... I guess I have Force of Will Thought Monitor, and I wasn't really looking at it that way. I think I keep. I kind of want to get Esper Sentinel going. We can also just wait and hit their payoff. Is that a good enough payoff to hit? I could let that resolve and then just Pithing Needle it, so that might seem better. And then maybe we draw a different blue card. Bauble, Fluster, Thoughtcast. Oh. Tough but fair. Okay, Ancient Den. The real question is, do I want to turn off zeros here? I can deploy my Amox Opal and then choose Violence. Emery, Lurker of the Lock. Okay, pass turn. Aggro plan is certainly a thing. Take it. Alright, so what's the discount here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thought Monitor costs 1 in a blue? What's the deal? They're hovering over the card. Okay. I am allowed to draw mana. Get a Saga online or have Tundra available to do something. I think I would rather get Saga ticking up here. I think that pays me off better in the end. Go to town. One blue to play a Pithy Needle. I guess they can't pay the tax, so I get to draw a card. That's a good card. I assume they're going to turn Urza Saga off. Do I even care about that? This would give them a third artifact to turn on Mox Opal. That's my thought there, is not letting them have Okay, well they had the force anyway. Force pitching another Emery. Fair enough. See if they name Saga. Okay. It does enable Mox Opal, but perhaps them forcing there. Okay. How about this Karn? Alright, that'll do. 1-0. Hey, we're already doing better than almost every other match that we've played. I know something about... I know my way around Ancient Tomb and Karn and Chalices, and even with 80 cards, sometimes you just draw the right ones. The only thing that would worry me is having to shuffle, because I double sleeve, having to shuffle, you know, 80 cards in person. See, this is lands. That's 60. That's 60 card double sleeve. I did see Anurag posting on Twitter, ANZDMTG, commenting on, hey, does anybody have a good deck box to be able to hold a whole 80 card sleeved deck? And actually, funny enough, I believe it was Marcus Ewald that replied to him. If not, somebody else, that it's a DEX Dex that not only has like the main part with a magnetic enclosure, but it has like a little sidekick side that you can put dice and stuff like that in. So, I mean, hashtag not sponsored by Dex, but that's the one that I use because I feel like it definitely has a lot of space. And when you play Vintage and stuff like that, having the more secure magnetic enclosure, all that stuff is good times. While speaking of sponsored, shout out to Mana Traders, sponsor of my stream. That is, you can use my code there up at the top. But let's join that. It's how I get to play decks like this because I didn't have enough tickets. I had to rent this deck. All right. We lost the die roll. Playing against Cloud9, familiar name. However, even though it's a familiar name, they're keeping 7 cards. We have Force of Will, the ability to deploy Esper Sentinel. I don't know what this is, though. It's an indestructible tapped Tundra. Turn 1, Esper Sentinel. Turn 2, Esper Sentinel. Razor Tide Bridge. Double Force of Will. I'll keep. I just noticed MTG Bot said the last deck they played was Elves, these Esper Sentinels, and... So the only thing I'm thinking is... This is a ramp spell. They're going to play a bunch of creatures. Do I save Force of Will, or are they just working their way towards getting Allosaurus Shepherd, and then my Force of Wills will be blanked, and then I'll be upset that I waited? That's all I'm thinking. Alright, Ancient Den. Esper Sentinel. In this case, if they go for another Green Sun Zenith, I'll be able to get the draw off of it. Had it, knew about it the whole time. I mean... Attack. No blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to discount Thought Monitor again, so I'm going to play this tapped and deploy an Esper Sentinel. So I'm glad that I forced a spell that I could before Allosaurus Shepherd made all of my things, or, you know, the second Allosaurus Shepherd. They don't have any other land, so now I feel even smarter. 1, 2, 3, 4 means you are a Wind Drake. So next turn we have Displacer Kitten. And then after that we can follow up with Karn and go to town. Do I need anything else in play for that? No, I think let's trade. Now what I do wonder, in a match against Elves, against something like Elves, do I side out forces for more removal? I hope I don't die to this. We're not dead yet. Ooh, no follow-up makes me feel good, and no land play. So, as we mentioned, we get Displacer Kitten in play. We get... Putting Karn into play right now does not seem worth it. I can't even necessarily get... Sorry, move Yorion. I couldn't even get something to fire off here. So I think the thing that makes the most sense is Displacer Kitten with the plan of Karn win next turn. And just stay alive. Maximum creatures back for blocking. And I no longer feel the need to attack. Okay. That's just, I guess, additional protection going into next turn. That's frustrating. I'm glad I now played this because I can bounce that. We can play Teferi to bounce Collector Oof, and then that's potentially enough to keep us around. 1, 2, 3. Yes, so bouncing Thought Monitor, and then I just need to draw any 0 mana artifact. That'll do, pig. So, start with this one. At least play out the cards in our hand. Always yield. Opponent agrees. Okay. So now, like we were saying before, Chalice is still... Okay, what's a better way to say this? Chalice helps unless they have an Allosaurus Shepherd, and then the Allosaurus Shepherd gets through the Chalice, and it lets all their other 1-drops get through the Chalice. And while it's letting all of those 1-drops through, I'm stopping myself from casting swords. So, then again, come on, over here. There's really not that much. Well, what do I take out? So, Ethersworn Canonist can slow them down. Soul Guide Lantern is not what we're looking for here. Aether Spellbomb could bounce in response for some tricks. So then I guess is, okay, we've talked about Chalice. Chalice is something maybe that I could trim. Then again, it's an 80-card deck. Do I really want to trim too much? What's clever, though, once you start to trim artifacts out of your deck, they technically become silver bullets for Karn out of the sideboard. Just saying, that's a legit thing. I don't know. We have 28 lands. We haven't run into any true mana trouble yet, but I would hate to get too greedy and start trimming stuff over there. Especially when Urza Sagas kind of die. That's a little bit hard to swallow. I think Portable Hole is better in the deck than the Silver Bullet we mentioned before. I don't necessarily see Shadow Spear as a way we're winning. So that's another one I don't mind moving to the side. Pithy Needle can mess up the Insect Bounce Symbiote. I mean, Urza is cool and all, but it might be too much. Then again, it might be the thing that fires off. I could see it maybe being Force of Will. I will trim 1 Force of Will. That's hedging a bit, and maybe it's better to keep Teferi Timer. Well, Teferi is what bounced the oof there and let us do our thing. So, oof, there it is. One, 2, 3. We could also have a turn 2 Urza. How do I have a turn 2 Urza along with a second main? Don't forget about Yorion. Yorion is our homie. Alright, this definitely makes me want to play to the turn 2 Urza a little bit more. How likely is it that they go off if I don't play the Canonist on the first? Can I play the Canonist on the first turn? Off this. And then have Ancient Tomb make me some sagas. With the intent of getting there. I think that's the safest route here. They could have Force of Vigor. Or something similar. Do Elves play? I'm trying to think of... I guess I haven't... It's the multiple Mindbreak trap. They could play it. Pass turn. Okay, Dryad Arbor. Play that, follow up with a Gaia's Cradle, make a 1-drop, or just play a Collector Oof. Okay. That would work better if I had white mana. However, what I do have... Here's an interesting one. If I attack, do you think they block? Then again, this could keep Dryad Arbor home. I mean, we definitely get blown out to... What are my 1-drops again? I think we kept Pithy Needle in. End step. If we could get white mana from a non-artifact source, like we just draw a Tundra, and then we could put this guy in the hole and go to town. Okay. Have this go off. So something like Pithy Needle would turn off the card that bounces Wirewood Symbiote. That would enable them to do big things. It is Symbiote, right? And then I can just crash for 5. If I crash for 7, I take mana off the board, but I also turn off... I think I settle for that right now. With have Canonus be my Elves answer. Next turn, we play Ancient Den. I'm still not able to play anything else. However, if I could draw like a Tundra, we might be able to go to town. Okay. So I attack here, they kind of have to block. If I send that. They'll probably just, yeah, chump the 1, take 6. And then I sit back and just force a will whatever they play. I'll allow Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, my opponent had a dream, And they found an Allosaurus Shepherd to piss me off with my force of will. However, if they play Allosaurus Shepherd, they can't play anything else? As long as there are 3 or more land cards in your graveyard. So this would make each one of them lethal. They have to both be blocked. I'm gonna feel bad when I get Force of Vigor. I'm gonna feel bad when I get Force of Vigor and I can't counter it. I'm gonna feel bad when I get Natural Ordered and I can't counter it. Apparently, the answer was that I needed to kill, or I needed to force the Once Upon a Time. I mean, 25 coming in. Yep, we're dead. No blocks. Don't look! Never look! Never look. Oh, that sucked. So, would I rather have more answers or dead Force of Wills in hand? Grafdigger's Cage. There we go. Grafdigger's Cage as something for Urza Saga to pull out. I was leaving it as a Karn target. However, it certainly looks like it would have been a lot better in my deck there instead of just Pithing Needle, right? Also turns off Green Sun Zenith. Yeah. That's on me. That should have been in the deck already. Do we leave everything else? Anything else that can deal with a collector? Oof. Urza allows me to kind of play through an oof. Is Urza better than... I'll try this. Alright, on the play, game 3. Yorion. So what do we got here? I like this better. So we're going to keep here. So, turn 1. Because of that, do I mean I don't want Cavern? Or am I better off? 1, 2, 3... Human. Any benefit to playing that? I'm going to say no. So, 1, 2, 3. Makes it 4 mana. I'd have to spend it all. If I play a Karn here, I don't even have something like, and that's maybe this is a mistake, not having like a mid-range card to go get, not having a boat, not having, what's the make your land an artifact card? That would be smarter here. Because honestly, some of these, I don't know if I necessarily want anything out of my sideboard here. Maybe Lion's Eye Diamond as a setup. Yeah, Lion's Eye Diamond as a setup for Mycosynth Lattice is probably the right card here. Get Lion's Eye. Pass turn. Elvish Reclaimer has to almost kamikaze into Karn, maybe. Or they're just going to do their thing. Esper Sentinel drawing me 0 cards here. That seems highly incorrect. Well, no, okay. Just because you establish Mycosynth Lattice, as long as they can kill Karn, there's no problem, right? So hear me out. What if Karn went and got Walking Ballista to shoot down Allosaurus Shepherd and Visionary? 1, 2, 3. Three reduces this to 4 mana. I think that's the thing, is I can't... Draw 2 more. I've already played my land, however. I could Chalice on 0, but that doesn't do me any good. We get plus here. We could plus with the intent to... pass turn. Yeah, the issue with thinking of trying to set up the Mycosynth Lattice line was the fact they play out more creatures. I don't have something like Ensnaring Bridge to prevent those attacks. If I had Ensnaring Bridge, we would have been in a much better position. There's the Symbiote. They can bounce some cards here. Or just kill me. Yeah, so maybe... Yep. Not being able to go into a bridge or have anything like that. 6, 18, 28. I can soak up 3 points. That's 100% dead. Attack me, dead, 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 dead. Yep, the Force of Vigor in Game 2, and then, I don't know, we didn't have a fast enough start in Game 3. that's one definitely I think I would need to... deck construction elements and or the 80 card problem, like we were saying. I think had Grafdigger's Cage been in my deck after sideboarding, so going into game 2, when the Urza Saga went off and I went for Pithing Needle, if instead that gets a Grafdigger's Cage turning off the natural order that killed us, that would have bought me the extra turn to draw the Tundra, which would have mattered there. So I think that could be the difference in that match. Yeah. Because then they would have had to Force of Vigor that versus one of my constructs. Hey! I mean, this is multiple... This is turn 1 Urza. This is turn 1 Urza or turn 1 Karn. However, they're just going to kill us because they're on Oops. I didn't think about that, but... I don't know, maybe they don't have it. Alright, we'll look at the cards. Narcomoeba. No need to tell them what's going on. Concede. Thassa's Oracle is indeed in the yard. Okay. Well, that was a quick one. So, keeping Chalice. Technically, creatures in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. So the question is Grafdigger's Cage better in my deck or in the sideboard as a Karn Bullet? We already have Soul Guide Lantern. Spellbomb isn't going to work. Either Sworn Candidates is a main deck thing. So, alright, what do we not... Or I guess, what do we want? We want these Force Negations. And I think it makes sense to bring in the Cage. Maybe just let the sideboard cards be Karn sideboard. So then it comes down to... I want Chalices. I want Ethersworn Candidates. Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle stops not Balustrade Spy, but the other one, Undercity Informer. We can afford to maybe trim on some of the more expensive pieces. And in general, Karn might turn off... What does Karn turn off? Karn would turn off the, Lotus Petal if they have some of that effect, but they aren't as likely to have that. I actually didn't look at the screenshot. So, trim one more. We want the Canonist. Esper Sentinel could draw some cards. Thought Monitor makes sense. Expensive. Okay, and now we play the... How do we have sideboards? Alright, so what do I have here? I have a turn 1, nothing. Can I afford to get to turn 2? If I can get to turn 2, I have Canonist. That's the question is, do they have enough to turn 1 kill me again? Maybe. And Ethersworn isn't even necessarily the best one. We'll keep. Let's see if I'm dead turn 1 again. Fast turn. I'm banking on turn 2 interaction, and we might just be dead. Yep, multiple 7-card keeps is pretty good. But that's kind of what the deck does, right? Yep. Well, that one went a lot more quickly than we were hoping for. See, this is the kitten that I'm familiar with. Again, I do wonder. I mean, there's not really anything here that you wouldn't want. Like Walking Ballista, the Lion's Eye Diamond, Tormod's Crypt, Ballista, Mycosynth Lattice. That is like your, I would say, like Karn package for the kill. I don't think you really want to give any of those up. Oh, what do we got here? Nothing, nothing. Okay, so 1, 2. They have also mulligan to 6. 1. If we played the Pithy Needle on the first turn, we would have access to 3 mana on the second turn, but it's a blind Pithy Needle name. I think we're better off with just less cards. Now, I said that, but obviously I didn't mean it. Okay, we're keeping this. I don't even know how many cards we get to keep. I get to keep 4 cards. I have to put 3 cards back. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put you back. I still have to put 2 more cards back. My opponent's already on 4. Like, do we just go for this would be reduced by 3? It's not even enough to let me cast it. I mean, that's the only one I'll technically be allowed to cast. What are they going? How are they mulliganing so low? We'll mulligan ourselves down, and we'll play a Yorion, and then we'll go on the beatdown plan. Lots of mulligans on this one, though. The mulligan match. At least we're on the play. Is there any reason to not put Mox Opal into play? It could get, what's the white mana prismatic ending? I know, I'm just saying. Swamp. Swamp Duress, and then that's why we should have put Mox Opal in play. Maybe they were looking... Okay. They're saving a Gristlebrand for next turn. So hear me out. Is it better to have... Maybe they need to Dark Ritual. That's what I'm going with, is maybe they need to Dark Ritual. Well, I have lost my Ingenious Smith. Unearth. Faithless Looting. Well, at least they can't reanimate on the turn you cast Faithless Looting. Do you put Mox Opal into play? They know you have it. That way they no longer know any of the cards in my hand is the only thing I'm going for here. Mox Opal could stick around for the purposes of Ingenious Smith as a way to trigger it. It's kind of lame, but it's something. Flashback Looting. What do they got in there? Gristlebrand? We could Pithing Needle Gristlebrand. It's the only creature currently in there, right? Yeah. Beat down. The old Reanimator beatdown plan. Alright, they have to go get a better target. Cargon. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. How much does this guy cost? Deal. So it makes me discard a card, right? And sacrifice a creature. So I kind of want to play out this Crocus and get Yorion into my hand. Because I don't think I'm dying in a single turn. Alright, so I at least get something out of this. Correction. I get a Razor Tide Bridge. Which would come into play tapped, so I'll just discard that one. Of my choices, I'm going to say the Smith. I mean, it would re-trigger when I blink Yorion, but I think that's okay. So, hear me out. I can't afford to let this thing do its thing. I'll set this on 1. And try to take away something like Reanimate as an out. Alright, we beat Reanimator game 1 with The Beatdown Plan. Don't really expect that to happen again. But what we likely need are more answers. So things like Force Negation. Portable Hole is not what we're looking for. Is Swords to Plowshares what we're looking for? Once they resolve the threat, it might be too late, but it might be the kind of thing that we need to top deck our way into. And then the question would be, is Grafdigger's Cage better in the deck to Urza Saga / draw into? I think that's potentially true. And then Tormod's Crypt by the same token. But Tormod's Crypt we kind of need to kind of go off. I think Shadow Spear is a no. Thought Monitor is a bit expensive. We're going to be on the draw. So I feel like it's almost like we trim some of the more expensive parts of this plan. Three, 2, 3, 2. Spellbomb did its job. Needle held the fort. Soul Guide Lantern. Esper Sentinel could draw us a couple cards. We want the Caracas. Maybe another... Well, Teferi is another way to bounce. We've brought in some of the silver bullets. Maybe Karn is just an expensive ask. So then we have 2 Karns, 3 Teferis, 3 Kittens. Keep a Teferi over a Kitten just as a thing to bail out a 3 mana. 2, 2, 2. I think I like that. It's not great. Once again, the patented J Pinter hem and haw and mess with sideboard cards and hope to get there. So what does this have? This has Cavern of Souls on human. They're mulliganing. This hand is not fast. This is turn 1, Cavern of Souls, human, Esper Sentinel. Hope you draw me a Force of Will. Could I find a better 6-card hand? I think so. We have managed to find a better 6-card hand. They are keeping. I will keep. I need the card to pitch. Also, having Caracas is a nice one. That's something I didn't consider. Okay, so my thoughts here are we keep Caracas concealed and just lead with something like Seat. Seat opens up more stuff for us. Pass turn. Keep in mind, Force Negation is a card, Jeremy. So I would have to give up to Fairy to do this, but I think it's worth it. We have the Canonist again, and then we'll be able to untap into Caracas and Swords to Plowshares. The blue giving them show and tell as a sideboard juke is interesting. We'll play this. Now, this lets me have Otawara and Swords to Plowshares. What I wonder is putting Yorion in hand worth it? They could make me discard, but then they can't reanimate it at the same time due to Ethersworn Candidates. Thoughtseize targeting themselves, showing me Gristlebrand, Exhume, Dark Ritual. So we know the plan next turn for them. Unless we can do something about it. And or get a card into our graveyard. Artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker to owner's hand. Bird Serpent. Well, if they cast Exhume, and then we just Carroz them, like they'll have been able to draw, but they'll have played their card for the turn. So I almost want to... What's in my deck? Artificers or humans? I have more humans than artificers. They're holding Dark Ritual, Exhume, okay. White, colorless. I'm going to blink the Mox Opal. I don't necessarily care about the untapped blocker. Because now I have access to Swords and Carroz in an emergency. All right, that felt good. So our wins have been 2 O's, and I think we threw away the Elves match. The third game they kind of got us. I think I threw away game 2 in that match. However, I will say this match has flown by. I normally start streaming about 5 o'clock, and we're on match 5 already. So. Almost a Turbo League today, but I guess that happens. I'm a combo deck. I think the big thing is I'm a combo deck that our opponents have let us play, or I should say scooped to the combo effectively. That definitely helped. But lost the die roll here. Okay. I mean, this has stuff to do. 1, 2, that'll be 3 mana, discounting the Thought Monitors. I kind of just have to draw into something. I don't know, Demi-Lich with a 0-0 record is not telling me anything. I hate mulliganing. Whether or not it's correct, I dislike mulliganing. Well, that tells me nothing. Oh, I could tap for green there. I didn't think of that. I hope you're not elves. Alright, Esper Sentinel in. Pass turn. What do you got for me? Lands. Mox Diamond. Would you like to pay? No payment on the Mox Diamond. Well, I wish I had anything to do here. Sylvan Library? Oh, depths. Or I should say green-white depths. Or perhaps the full-blown Naya depths. Well, I do have to say that hitting Teferi was pretty sweet there. Because hope this slows them down and have the chance to blink Displacer Kitten. -4, this is currently at 3. Whoa! Still had all these. Still had all these. I mean, we could just still like accidentally die. So I'm ho 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 over here, and then we're just dead to what's in play. But we're not yet. I think if they replay the night, we just counter it. So here's a crop rotation, and I think we have to pay for the crop rotation. Or I'm sorry, if they don't pay for the crop rotation, they did, but what they're likely to go get, they've already made their land drop, correct? Yeah, so if I stop this, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to give you a kitten. They now know what I'm on. Sylvan Library, probably. I don't know, this could be Green Sun. Yep. Get a Reclaimer. So now they're set up again, but it costs them more to do it. Still. So reduction by 4 makes this cost 3. Can't play anything else yet. Can't. Correction. Shouldn't attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now, Esper Sentinel would be, quote, free. Can we get to... Even if we hit Kitten... Okay, well, now we're under pressure. I guess we have Thought Monitors to block. They're just gonna go get it right now, and then Elvish Reclaimer to give themselves protection and swing through is more dangerous. But, I mean, if I just play, or if I can somehow manage to blink the Teferi, wouldn't I just bounce this Merit Lage? They definitely would have something like Sajiri Step. Are you swinging at me or Teferi? Me feels wrong. No blocks. Alright, so a lot of things that didn't go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So either I play Thought Monitor for 2 mana, or I play an Esper Sentinel and then a Thought Monitor. Too bad that Ancient Den can't tap for blue. Is there any reason? What did that bounce? That bounced a knight. So we know they have a knight in their hand. 1, 2, 3. It's just the question is, do they have the thing to rotate for? I think we hold the Chalice as a out for Displacer Kitten. Just pass the turn. Maybe they just drew all the steps. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, apparently not. Maybe they'll misclick on the color. Does Esper? Maybe they'll attack Teferi. Maybe. There's a lot of maybes here. None of them panned out. We have died. Okay. Well, I want swords. What I'm questioning is, do I want Chalice? Pithing Needle for Thespian Stage. Things like that. Ethersworn Canonist. I don't think Ethersworn Canonist is the kind of thing that's gonna... It's gonna hurt me, I feel like, more than anything else. So then it's, okay, do I want anything more? Do I want Force Negation? I don't think I want Force Negation. So do I want Portable Hold? They are likely to have Green Sun Zenith target for Collector Roof, so I think, yes, I do want a Portable Hold. Okay. Pithy Needle, Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is a way to maybe get out of one-hit Merit Lage range. That's plausible. I'd be willing to donate an Urza to that cause. I feel like I do have... I mean, we had Caracas. That would have been an out that I wasn't thinking of. Getting something like Adawara. Another option there. So, I mean, we weren't as out of... it wasn't as unlucky as it may have felt. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. The real question is, would I rather have an Urza in my deck and maybe a Chalice in the side? I'll do that. Patented J. Pinter, Hemming, and Hawing. Okay. On the play for game 2 with my homie. What do I have here? I have a turn 1. Tapped Razortide Bridge, followed by an Urza Saga, Ingenious Smith, into, yeah, keep. It is not great, but I feel like it's part of the range of hands I think I might need to keep. Not sure if Ingenious Smith is... Wow, they've mulliganed to 5. Hey, if opponent wants to mulligan to death, I will... It's what gives us a chance. I was going to say, Ingenious Smith is kind of pulling down the power level. Like, then again, we have more artifact hits. Does this trigger off, say, playing an artifact land? When one or more artifacts enter the battle. So this would work with the Urza Saga. An Urza Saga token coming to life, I should say. Okay. Alright, maybe Ingenious Smith's better than I think it is. That's to be determined. It's out of the Dungeons and Dragons set, so take that as you will. Savannah. I was going to say, Mox Diamond's good. Opponent playing mismatched Windswept Heats. I mean, that feels terrible. Now, this is the thing that flips and starts messing with me. No, thank you. Because that thing, if it flips, it blows up Urza Saga by, like, attack. Right? Okay, I'd like an Ingenious Smith. And I hope you like Thought Monitors, because that's what you get today. So then on my turn, play Seed of the... Is this once per turn? Once per turn. Is this a third different Windswept Heath? No. Okay. That would have been too much. Pretty impressive 5/5 you got there. It'd be a shame if somebody's Soul Guide Lanterned it away. Okay. So they're going to go to Wasteland Town. So 1, 2... If I played this, I would have 3 in play. 3 is not enough. They only have 1 card left in their hand. So I'm going to pass the turn with the idea of Urza Saga growing up, making Ingenious Smith bigger, and then maybe Soul Guide Lantern snipes their graveyard. I mean, it's not going to fully snipe their graveyard. I hope they don't have, like, in this turn window, I've given them something like Reanimator. Okay. That can help control the size of the knight. So if I make him, he'd be a 3/3. I would have 2 3/3s. That might have been better. Yeah, that was probably better. I'll take it. Okay, so I've forgotten what we sideboarded in. Grafdigger's Cage did not come in, but we could go get either Spellbomb, which is somewhat neutered by what's going on over there. Alright, Aether Spellbomb gives us a way to bounce. Pithing Needle would give us a neutering of Sylvan Safekeeper. One, two. Try to think how I can maximize things in play. Shadow Spear, then play a land, then play another equip. But I feel like that's going to get too small. I kind of like Pithing Needle. Yeah, I kind of like Pithing Needle. Cast this. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this costs a single blue. And I will snipe. Do we snipe at least one land out? I think, yeah. We'll take the one that doesn't match. Attack for 11. Hope we are giving opponent something to think about. If we make it back to our turn, I don't feel like they have enough to Merit Lage here. Then we would have multiple big creatures to attack to fairy, potentially because we've turned the Safekeeper off. Do I gain anything right now by taking it? I don't think so. If anything else, let them... I guess, what do you call it? Raminap, Excavator on the stack. I can eat the graveyard. Well, that's a problem. I am going to gain some life here. But yeah, let's cash this in. Eat those lands. They lose their Mox Diamond in the process. Okay. If I... So they're going to respond here. Should probably go get a Wasteland. Before Urza Saga gets the ability to generate. We are in main phase. Blue, white. Okay, we still have enough to cast it all. So I would do this for blue. So if I bounce that, they sacrifice. Could also attack for 5. then just cash that in, swinging here. So either they swing into Teferi, that's bold. Safekeeper to hold the fort. I foresee a block. Not sure what else could be going on here. I don't have trample. Put this out on human. I'll do this for the purposes of growing, so that even if they do, say, hit a land and a fetch land, we're still bigger than them. Okay. Alright, got game number 2. Not really impressed with Chalice there. Would I be better off with... I don't think Grafdigger's Cage is necessarily what I would want. I don't think Ethersworn Canonist is very good either, so... What I would worry about is, okay, I play Chalice and I'm going to turn off my 1s. Do I have a way to get my Chalice off the board? Yes, I'd have... Oh, no, I could play Karn. Karn could plus on my own Chalice to remove it if I needed to. Which is weird. But I think the possibility of Chalice on X equals 1, how much it does to them, I say as I have sideboarded in a Portable Hole and 4 Swords of Plowshares. I mean, like, just that's super awkward to have these Chalices, but then again, I think I need them. We also, Displacer Kitten could blink the Chalice on 1 to turn it into a Chalice on 0. That's cute. Anything else? I don't feel like Force of Negation is good. I'm not saying in general. I mean, maybe I am. But I don't feel like it's necessarily what I want there. Oh. I'll keep. One, two. I would need another on if I draw another 0 on my turn. Put all those in play. Yeah, this is a keep. Basic planes go. Suspicious. You better not have swords, punk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 artifact reduction makes it cost 3. And I could tap 2. So I'm definitely going to get Shadow Spirit in play. And I can equip it. And that's all I can do with my turn, but it at least lets me do something. I hope that you don't have Mind Break Trap, do you? That would suck. Okay. Urza's in. Tap. Play Shadow Spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said, means this costs 3. Tap. Tap. Equip. That one or this one? This one. Alright, I've done all I can. That felt more powerful than basic planes go. Just saying. And when I see, what do you call it? Seeds of Innocence from them, it does make me think they're less likely to have Force of Vigor. They could just have Seeds of Innocence here. Red Elemental Blast down. Green Sun, Green Sun. Draw another Urza. That would be nice. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Which means this would cost 1 and a blue. I think it makes sense to float the colorless though. So I was wrong. They have Green Sun Zenith, and that feels... I would say it feels like overkill, but kind of makes sense. I don't think there's anything I can do with that. So we play that. This now is reduced by 3, which means it costs 4, which I don't have. This costs 4, which I currently don't have. So I think I now have to pass. Tower of the Magistrate. Sure. Okay. Swords to Plowshares, I feel like gets things started. But I want to, like I said, reduce by 3, so this costs 4. I think the bigger thing is I can't allow that to live for multiple turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Question is what they're going to get. I think the thing that probably makes the most sense is a Thespian stage. Maybe a Saga. I don't know if they play Sagas, actually. We didn't even consider that one. That was poor. That was very poor. That was very, very poor, Jeremy. Like, oh, I gotta get this Esper Sentinel attack in. No, you don't. So that's frustrating. Maybe they just have it all. So now... if I were to play Displacer Kitten, I would be at the mercy of drawing So, all right, we're there. Do I need this to be the color, though? If I say blue, so no, we're not there. So they can't kill me 100% yet. But they do have double Sagiri Steps, so I have to keep that in mind. So they now go get the... whatchamacallit? Yeah. And now they're threatening it next turn. With Tower to break through. However, if they do tap, go for Thespian Stage there. Not sure what this is. Unless this is another Seeds of Innocence. Copying it right now seems strong. So I would almost need to have... So I have Karn. But Karn cannot protect me here. Because Karn goes and gets... It doesn't matter. Karn would go get like Lion's Eye Diamond. And on their turn, they still have the tower swing through. So yeah, that was just, I think, throwing it away with the swords more than anything else. Not drawing for a couple turns didn't help. Maybe I needed to get the Thought Monitor going earlier. But again, not expecting Force of Vigor out of what should have been a Seeds of Innocence deck. If I play Karn, I get to shut off a Mox Diamond, but that doesn't do anything. Don't have anything else to go with it. Displacer Kitten, don't have anything to go with it. So yeah, we're just... And I can't cast Teferi with what we have here, so... We have died yet again, unfortunately. So... This seems to be the story of how things go for me with the Kitten deck. We've got a 2-3, I think a 2-3 and a 1-4, and it's... We're definitely seeing places that I I am the one doing the things wrong, that, you know, the potential for wins are there. I just wonder if something like, say, Defense Grid, you know, like the idea that Teferi is giving me protection to be able to go for it, and I don't know if I ever properly gave Defense Grid, Grim Monolith, Karn, just kind of putting up the shields and go for it. I mean, it's similar to the... Okay, here's a half-hearted attempt on the 614 stream that I think my comment was we tended to win with like the 8-cast half of the deck more so than the Kitten side. And I think that this is almost too diluted, if that makes sense. That this needed to go harder instead of trying to up the blue count enough to have Force of Will. Maybe it's just better off going, I don't know, did I keep this Mystic Forge deck, right? It goes harder with Defense Grid, Grim Monolith, Voltaic Key, and stuff like that, generating a lot of colorless mana. But between Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, I feel like there's the potential to accidentally get some blue mana, and that's enough to pay for the kit. Because yeah, we started with this, and then it was like, oh no, that wasn't good enough. I need to be the 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder, and all that kind of stuff. And then this one didn't really pan out either. And so then it was like, oh, well, what about Koval's deck? Now, I feel like this was a really fun deck, and there's a lot of stuff going on here that was all really awesome. So I don't want to poo-poo this one at all. I think this one was entirely me playing it wrong. I think this one was building it wrong. I think this is like the Honorog deck. I think this is playing it wrong. And I think this was 100% playing it wrong because there was almost like too many options. But I think I tend to be more on the side of the Ancient Tomb style, and I think it would benefit me more to play that than the trying to build up behind Teferi and stuff like that. So I mean, as blue heavy as this was, I think it would potentially be better to strip out, because this doesn't even have Emery. Yeah. I think I would benefit. Like, I'm okay still having Thought Monitor. Thought Monitor is an interesting one to blink, say, with baubles and stuff like that. And especially if I could generate loads of colorless mana, then that's the kind of thing, like having a Thought Monitor to go off would be pretty sweet. It's also a better chance to draw me into, say, a Karn or something like that. So I think that is something that I want to try for next time. I think with Legacy looming, I think if I could get in my head a better build of this, I would definitely feel better about it. And I'm relying maybe too much on the Force of Will and stuff like that, but maybe I don't need to. Maybe I'm using it too much as trading fields, if that makes sense. Well, I would like to say thanks for watching today. I really do appreciate people commenting in chat, the follows. If you really like what we're doing here, subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. If you haven't already had Mana Traders or are interested in playing lots of different decks, that would be something worth checking out. There's also available on our link tree. If you hit !wrap in the find us on Twitter, anything like that, you can see we have our YouTube page. We stream on Twitch. We have a Discord. You can jump in and say hello to us. Whenever we're going live or talking about our decks, you can find us on Twitter. And like I mentioned, we have some teammates going to the NRG this weekend, playing a little bit of Modern and Legacy as well. if you are a Patreon sub of at least $1, you would be able to find their our deck lists in advance. Like, what was it, last week or so when I played in the Modern RCQ, you would have found all of my Modern Esperlark goodness day in advance. So, if you're interested in that, we want to say thank you to our bronze level patrons, Zach B, and all of our basic level patrons, Holden L, Jacob K, James J, Kwang V, and Alec H. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.